everyone, welcome back to Obscurus Lupa Presents. Today, I'm reviewing a Wes Craven movie. That's the good news. The bad news? It's cursed. No, I mean, the name is cursed, though the production might as well have been. I'll give you the short version for the sake of the review, but it's important to know the behind-the-scenes stuff to understand why the movie failed. Basically, due to a lot of script and production issues, the movie was postponed for over a year, leading to actors dropping out and over half of the movie being reshot. And this isn't just small parts either, I mean main characters were leaving. In fact, the original script was almost a different movie entirely. On top of all of this, the studio wanted a more marketable rating for the movie, leading to more reshoots to bring the rating down to PG-13. So not only did they want to make a PG-13 werewolf film, they wanted a PG-13 horror film from Wes Craven and the writer of Scream. If you're seeing a PG-13 werewolf movie, you're doing it wrong. Teen Wolf this was not. Putting aside that this film is about werewolves, you have to remember that this was a movie originally intended to be rated R, and with most of it already filmed before the direction change. Now it's been cut down and rearranged, which just leads to a Frankenstein puzzle of a movie. Now, there is an unrated version that restores some of the violence, and that's the one I'm reviewing. However, that still can't fix a lot of the issues with this film. I'm going to be mentioning the actors in this a lot for a couple of reasons. The first being that the main characters are played by award-winning actors who have no business acting in this film. The second being that the rest of the cast is made up largely of TV actors, which gives the movie the feeling of a made-for-TV project. With all of that explained, I'm gonna preface this. This is a guilty pleasure movie. I still stand by what I said. This movie was pieced together and meddled with by studios, much like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3. But also like Texas Chainsaw Massacre 3, I find it to be campy fun. It isn't a great movie by any means, but I'm featuring it here due to some of the funnier moments. It could have been a fantastic movie, but instead it's yet another example of why the studio usually doesn't know best. Let's get this started. Hey there, Little Red Riding Hood. One thing you'll notice about this movie is that there are a lot of pointless cameos, so to speak. For instance, I have no idea why Bowling for Soup is in this movie. It's a good cover though. The real focus of this opening scene is Jenny and Becky, aka werewolf fodder number 1 and number 2. Yes, that is Maya and Shannon Elizabeth. Cameo? Oh look, a fortune teller played by Portia de Rossi. That's strange and out of place. Okay, so Becky and Jenny have visited this fortune teller because of guy troubles, but instead get told that they're going to die horrible, horrible deaths.
Come on, Becky, let's go.
Beware the moon.
It's kind of like in The Wolfman, how there's a fortune teller, except when The Wolfman did it, it wasn't cliched or dated.
Lay off the crack pipe.
Well, she's dead.
Jenny!
What was that all about? Jenny is fine the next time we see her, so why did they need to end the scene that way? By the way, these aren't our main characters. That was just the opening hook to keep audiences interested before the exposition starts. Enticed? I know I'm on the edge of my seat. Let's introduce the audience to our real main character, shall we?
Zipper! Zipper! Hey, Zipper!
Oh, Jesse Eisenberg, take me away! Yes, long before the days of the social network, this is what Jesse Eisenberg had on his resume. On the bright side, Cursed was a great alternative to telling people you were in the village. His character is Jimmy, and if you know anything about Jesse Eisenberg, you know that Jimmy is Jesse Eisenberg. He has a crush on Brooke, who has a douchey boyfriend.
Hey Brooke, you ready?
Hey, it's Milo Hey, it's Peter from Heroes.
He can't help it. Every school's got one. The derogatory it. The geek on his way to Fag Town.
Guess his character trait. Just guess.
You're such a dick, Bo.
Yeah, you're such a dick. Let's make out.
I think your dog is gay too.
Really? Poor Zipper. Anyway, here's our other main character, Jimmy's sister Ellie, played by Christina Ricci. She's visiting her boyfriend Jake at Tinseltown, a movie-themed club that he's opening up. That's Joshua Jackson, who's best known for being on Fringe nowadays, but before Cursed, he was largely known for being on Dawson's Creek. See what I mean about this seeming like a made-for-TV production? B, nice use of references to better movies, Cursed. I get it. The fortune teller thing, the Wolfman references, the wax statues, these are all supposed to be homages to classic horror movies, which is fine if your movie can find its own identity and make the nods in a clever way, but the references aren't done particularly well, and the movie just seems to be riding the coattails of the movies it's name-dropping. It's not subtle, is what I mean. Moving right along, Jimmy is arguing with Ellie over how long it took her to pick him up, and whoa! Okay, let's not build this up. Sure, all we needed was 30 seconds of dialogue before that happened. Hitting the werewolf sends them careening into Becky's car and she rolls over.
It's okay, boy.
Someone could be hurt.
No, you think?
Find my cell phone. Call for help.
I called for help.
Oh, good.
You just told him to! Jimmy manages to get Becky free, and this is where we're shown why Shannon Elizabeth is on the cover of the movie and given third billing.
Yeah, I hope you guys have insurance.
What? No, it was an accident. We hit an animal, or it hit us. I'm not even sure.
It wasn't a dog, was it?
Actually, it was...
Let's give the movie credit. This scene is well done, even if it is shot a little confusingly. Watching my review doesn't really do it justice, but the build-up to the attack was well paced, and everything is very hectic and difficult to make out after that, helping you understand the character's fear. Now, I'm not entirely clear on how Christina Ricci gets scratched since she's in the back, but given how it's shot, I'll forgive the movie that. Oh yeah, and this is the big difference between the PG-13 and the unrated version. You're welcome! When the two of them are giving their statements to the police, no one believes Jimmy when he says that it was a giant wolf that attacked them, including Ellie.
Why don't you go check on Zipper?
Zipper's the only one who understands me.
I smell. It's just me.
Ruh-roh! Yeah, the payoff for this is pretty stupid. Alright, so here's the character development portion of the film. Jimmy and Ellie recently lost their parents, so Ellie has been taking care of her little brother and trying to make ends meet. This is why they've become simultaneously closer and more distant from each other. Now, in the original script, these two weren't related at all, and I'm not sure how that was supposed to play out, but I do like this change because the characters have more of a connection and more at stake. Shit, this is supposed to be a comedy review. Better make a joke. Jimmy pulls a Bella Swan and looks up some werewolf stuff because, yeah, GeoCities is a credible source. Now let's have a dream sequence. Whoops, I spoiled it. And now a little something for the ladies. Nakedness is frightening!
Okay, and I found this website last night, and according to legend, a werewolf feeds during the lunar cycle. That's the 3 nights around the full moon. Last night was the first moon of the lunar cycle.
Why can't you just download porn like other teenage boys?
Underreacting, the movie! Ellie returns to work, which happens to be behind the scenes at the Late Late Show with Craig Kilborn. Keep in mind, this movie was released after he left the show. Timely! Here we're introduced to her co-workers, including Michael Rosenbaum in a wig and Judy Greer. Greer's character, Joni, is a publicist whose storyline for most of the movie is getting Scott Baio an interview on the show. You might be wondering right now what this has to do with a werewolf movie. So Joni mentions Ellie's boyfriend, hinting that something may have gone on between them, and that he's sort of a man whore. Meow! Oh, I mean, woof?
Putting on weight, Kyle?
Oh snap, she got you! Watch out or she'll call your dog gay!
Woman's cuckoo for Cocoa Puffs, but I'm not the one dating him. I just know he's not the only guy in town.
What smells so good?
Oh, I'm sorry, I'm ignoring your blatant unrequited love because I'm a werewolf now. Wait, does this mean that he's our Manimal character from Howling 4? Is this movie trying to be Howling 4?
Are you okay?
I get these.
This is getting kind of boring and oddly paced. High school drama now? Sure, why not? Jimmy is helping Brooke with the vending machine, and it's clear that she's interested in him, so why is she with Bo again? Oh yeah, because we wouldn't have this silly subplot then. Bo makes a gay joke about Jimmy trying out for the wrestling team, which Jimmy easily deflects by reminding him that Bo's been the team captain for 2 years now. Should have thought that one through in retrospect. Cut to Ellie at a business party. Jake shows up to try and talk things out, and it seems like things are going well until Maya shows up.
Well, hi there, remember me? Jenny Tate, Becky Morton's friend.
Right, of course, Jenny. It's good to see you again. I was actually right
Jake.
Holy shnikes! It's like they show up at the plot conveniest time! But we need to move the real plot along, and by real plot I mean the Scott Baio storyline. Baio makes the moves on Ellie due to her werewolf love libido, while Jenny is also making her own moves on Jake. I smell a cat fight! Oh, the irony! Time again to throw the movie a bone, so to speak. This is the best scene in the film, and I'll tell you why. It's really the only genuinely scary scene, with lots of tension built into it. One of the things working in the movie's favor is how little they show the actual werewolf here. Most of it is point-of-view shots or close-ups, and that's a lot scarier than a big CGI monster. Also, to the film's credit, a lot of the werewolf effects are practical, and I'm a big fan of that. Regardless of how shoddy some practical effects can be, it's almost always 100 times better than CGI. It's more effective as well, since the audience reacts more to something that's actually there. On the downside, the design of the werewolf in this can look like a bear sometimes, and a little bit goofy. They did bring in special effects legend Rick Baker to do the suit initially, but to be fair, Rick Baker has done practically every big-budget werewolf suit since American Werewolf in London came out, and not every design can be a winner. But back to the movie. Jenny doesn't make it. However, if for nothing else, the movie is worth watching just for this scene, so keep in mind that my cut-down version isn't quite the same. Later on, Jimmy is reading more about werewolves and discovers that he has the Mark of the Beast, a pentagram shape on his hand that would indicate that now he's cursed as well. He explains this to Ellie like a not crazy person would, of course.
It's a 5-pointed star. It's a pentagram. It's the mark of the beast.
Ellie blames this on him missing their parents. Yeah, that would be the typical reaction one would have. Being a werewolf also makes dogs follow you around, I guess. Like dogs would do to a wolf, I'm sure.
Shut up!
Oh no, he was actually bitten by a wild Caesar Milan! He's gonna start displaying symptoms like overwhelming enthusiasm and blindingly white teeth! The next day at work, Ellie is approached by the fortune teller from the beginning because she happened to be there for seance auditions. On a talk show. Stretching it much, movie? Blah blah blah, Ellie is cursed and must sever the bloodline. Portia de Rossi picks up her paycheck. Ding!
Go for it, Bo.
Somehow this became a different movie? Come on, forget that no one's questioning this. Why isn't anyone concerned for their safety? There's faculty watching the whole time. Back at the Late Late Show, Craig Kilborn tells Ellie that he's bumped Scott Baio so that Carrot Top can go long. The plot thickens! This leads to Joni being pissed. Oh, when will Scott Baio have his day? This movie knows what its audience wants. Ellie heads to the bathroom when she starts feeling weird. The nosebleed lady follows her in, and things get scary.
Ellie?
Aw snap, is she gonna kill her? No, of course not, it's just a stupid jump scare. Nosebleed of course mentions this to no one, because people having freaky eyes and bending the door with their bare hands is normal. Jimmy goes to Jake for advice. Sure, he'll believe your werewolf story. Gee, I wonder what this movie's inspiration was again? Alright, so this movie has established that wolves are apparently the David Bowies of the animal kingdom, and as such, people find it hard to resist Jimmy and Ellie's werewolf pheromones, or however that works. This is when Bo reveals that he's gay.
I was just wondering how you knew. No one else did, just you.
Oh, I don't know. Could it be your constant stream of gay jokes about as subtle as a brick to the head? Or how you seem repelled by the very existence of girls?
Whoa, whoa. What are you doing?
Why the sudden Western music? Why is this subplot even in the movie? At least the Scott Baio plot kind of moves the story forward. Okay, so I've shown you some of the movie's best scenes, and here is where you get to see the worst. Case in point, this fuckery.
Drop it. Zip. Hey, come on. Get out of it. Let's go.
Oh, what the hell? He flies through the air! This is really happening. They have a werewolf dog. How does that even work?
Go, come on!
Fuck me!
I know, right? That was my reaction.
What the fuck was that?
It's my dog.
What kind of dog do you have?
A terrible CGI dog. The ridiculous levels are off the charts. Come on, movie. I was buying it up until this point. Ellie is ready to go to the opening of Tinseltown when she sees the report of Jenny's death on the news. This leads her to suspect that Jake might be the werewolf, so she decides to go back home.
Ellie, I can explain everything.
Ellie.
What, he outlined the pentagram and marker for her? Before it was just dots.
You can feel the changes, can't you?
Oh man, that wasn't obvious or anything. Club time. Lance Bass? Lance Bass? A member of NSYNC has no business being in a werewolf movie, ever. The only way that would ever be okay is if Lance Bass turned out to be the werewolf. Then it would be awesome. Unfortunately, it is for naught. Jimmy and Bo go to Tinseltown to look for Ellie just as she calls up Jimmy. She tells him that Jake is the werewolf and that she's on the way.
Excuse me.
Wait, Jimmy, I really need to...
Did I introduce you to Scott?
Unless Scott Baio was mauled by a werewolf at any point, I have a feeling the storyline will not pay off in the slightest.
Do you have any idea who I had to blow to get you in here tonight?
Who do I have to blow to get out of here?
Yep, I was right. Jimmy, being the brain trust that he is, decides that they can get out through the House of Mirrors. Why a Hollywood-themed club has a House of Mirrors in the first place, I do not know. Ellie follows them in, and of course Jake is there as well. Somehow his voice is all echoey and carries all over the place so they don't know where he is. I guess mirrors are reflective of sound as well? I don't know. Anyway, he explains that he is a werewolf, but that the murders were the work of another lycanthrope.
Ellie, I love you. Please.
Man, werewolves always gotta ruin your shit. This is apparently all going unnoticed by the people in the club.
You go that way, and then this way. Okay.
Not Bo! He was such a good character!
You gotta get everyone out of there and you gotta radio for help.
Why?
How rude. Werewolves never use the door. Quickly, you shall become the bride of Scott Baio. Oh, that's some James Bond shit right there. Oh, nice jump scare. I was worried that we weren't going to see anything shocking in the club full of corpses with a pissed off werewolf. Now's the whodunit portion. The werewolf is really Michael Rosenbaum in his wig. This is all some sort of plot to get Superman. I knew it.
You guys hear something?
Damn you, Superman! Let's go through our list of pointless side characters and see if we can narrow this down. We know it wasn't Bo or Scott Baio. Lance Bass is still an option, or maybe it's Nosebleed Lady. If I cross my fingers, it could be— oh damn it, it's Joni. Gee whiz, you mean it's the bitchiest character in the movie? Just like in Scream, Joni has a long monologue about her motivations, but unlike Scream, this is tedious and not entertaining. The long and short of it is, Jake slept with her, things got rough, she was cursed, and now she's going after all of his girlfriends, ex or otherwise. Jimmy tries to take her out with Zena's sword. Yes, this really happens. And she says a bunch of terrible one-liners.
Fair fight. This is Hollywood.
Ellie and Jimmy go into hiding, and we finally get to see a transformation sequence. Now, since Joni seems to be transforming all willy-nilly, I'm assuming the full moon is not necessarily a factor in this. I think the movie is implying that she can transform when she drinks blood or something, but if that's the case, then what about when Ellie licks Craig Kilborn's finger? Maybe it depends on the amount, who knows. At any rate, this transformation sequence is bad. I mean, American Werewolf in London was more convincing, and that was made in 1981. See, Hollywood? CGI is not always better.
Did you see us?
I don't think so.
Remember when I explained why the parking garage scene was the best in the movie? Well, this is the perfect example of the opposite of that. The CGI looks fake, the monster is shown too much, and it's not scary. Especially because the werewolf seems to be self-aware, so it's really just a giant hairy Joni. I don't really find myself shaking in my boots over Judy Greer, I'm sorry.
Squad, let's go. Yes, sir. Shit.
What? Did the werewolf just say shit?
Shit.
Oh, for fuck's sake. Yes, our terrifying werewolf saunters away into her dressing room.
Freeze!
Don't shoot!
Where's the animal?
If you knew it was an animal attack, why are you being so aggressive? Do you always treat victims this way? Since the cops don't seem to believe the werewolf story, it appears there's only one way to lure the wolf out. With petty insults.
She's got a bony ass. And fat thighs. And bad skin.
Oh snap! You went there! Play it again. Yes. Oh yes, my day is made. Ew. So, Joni doesn't make it. The question now is if Ellie and Jimmy are back to normal. Of course not, we've still got 16 minutes left of the movie. Oh, and Bo is still alive. Yeah, that's believable. He took on a werewolf and all he got was a broken nose? Guess it must be all his gay jokes that saved him. Jimmy and Ellie return home, and as it approaches midnight, they start to transform. Okay, I guess it's midnight that transforms werewolves now, whatever. But oh no, that means in order to sever the bloodline and be normal again, they have to kill Jake.
I don't want you to worry about your brother, okay? After all, there's only room for one alpha male.
Oh, he really is evil? Well, thank goodness for small favors, that would have been a moral dilemma. Dramatic shirt-flapping action. Wow, he's really working the flamboyant werewolf charm here. Oh, now you've done it. But Jimmy's got a plan. Climbing on walls, just like a wolf.
Spider-Man, Spider-Man, does whatever a spider can. Spins a web any size, catches thieves just like flies. Look out, here comes the Spider-Man.
Oh, that's just silly. What? Come on, the other werewolf didn't explode. Oh hey, Jimmy's hair got longer. Wait a minute. After all of that, we didn't get to see the main characters turn into werewolves? BS, man! And just like a storybook ending, Zipper is alright, Bo and Brooke show up with Bo happily out of the closet and Brooke free to be Jimmy's girlfriend, and they all go off into the distance and leave Ellie with the cleanup and the decapitated corpse. And that, my friends, is cursed. Final thoughts. There are good and bad parts to Cursed. Like I said before, there are some genuinely scary scenes, and the character interaction is nice. There are some campy moments as well for those of you who don't want to take the movie too seriously. The biggest fault really lies in all of the production changes. It doesn't flow together perfectly, there are some silly subplots that go nowhere, and the whodunit aspect doesn't really work. If they'd gone with what they'd originally shot, it might have been a great movie, but for now, this is what we've got to work with. You can definitely see the Scream influence here, so I'd check it out if you're curious. It's not a movie that'll make you think, but it might entertain you for a couple of hours. But next week things will change. Wish me luck.
A family movie about a boy with a very active imagination, to whom something remarkable is about to happen. He's about to meet the most ferocious monster of all.
The heck was that?
I got bit by a werewolf up around Charles Bank Way. I got bit by a werewolf. I tried to kill it, but I think it got away.